It just keeps going up, I guess.
Tea and bill shock for breakfast.
If you look at that, I mean, $633, that's after tax.
Kitchen table accounting in Labor's Melbourne seat of McEwen
I think it's just layer upon layer of pressure.
had Peter Dutton peeling through layer upon layer of domestic burdens and sheeting blame home.
I just don't think Mr Albanese understands. The guy's so far out of touch.
We know that they're doing it tough, and that's why we want to support a real pay increase.
Venturing into Liberal territory in Deakin, Anthony Albanese pressed the case for wages of the lowest paid workers to at least keep pace with inflation.
But of course we want it to be economically sustainable.
Then it all took a Trump-shaped turn, anticipating swinging tariffs. Australia's positioning itself as the mouse that roared.
We're prepared for all possibilities.
He wouldn't herald it, but the ABC has learnt the government's preparing to challenge US tariff imposts through the World Trade Organization.
Tariffs are an act of economic self-harm.
If import duties of up to 20% are applied extensively on Australian burger beef and other products, the appeal would argue they breach bilateral and global agreements, suddenly toughening up to the president's catching on.
I don't care whether it's President Trump or any other world leader. My job is to stand up for Australians.
I'll stand up for Australia. Peter Dutton will always dial things up to 11.
The government used a WTO appeal with some success as leverage against China. It's a sign of the times that its cooperate where we can, disagree where we must formulation for ties with Beijing now looks likely to be extended to Trump's America. But a campaign demands a response, and a tariff challenge might be something that both sides here can fall in behind.
He cuts, you pay.
Not that allegations of Trumpism aren't rife.
This is a cut and paste from the United States. This is cut and paste, Pete.
Labor's zeroing in on the coalition's plans to shed 41,000 public servants, with an eye on numbers in health and education.
We don't own a hospital. The federal government doesn't run a school.
Who do you think runs Medicare? It's run through the health department.
The ABC's not immune either.
Support the work of the ABC, but it needs to be done in an efficient way.
Regional work and excellence, he promises, will be rewarded. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.
Australia still has no idea what's coming with these Liberation Day tariffs tomorrow. The biggest concern is actually the impact on the global economy rather than the direct hit here. Either way, both sides of politics are trying to show, in the heat of an election campaign, they're ready to stand up for Australia. For Peter Dutton, Donald Trump is proving to be a headache. Elections are won in the middle, where most voters are anxious about Trump. This is why he's talking about being prepared to fight the president on this. But he's also trying to stop pro-Trump Conservatives on his right flank drifting to Clive Palmer or Pauline Hanson. This is where the talk about tackling wokeness in the classroom comes in. Anthony Albanese can't go too far in painting his opponent as a Trump replica. Ultimately, he needs to show he can work with the US president and manage whatever's coming on the tariff front.